Hi, my name is Akram Jafar, and I would like to welcome you to the Basic Human Anatomy course. This Getting Started video is intended to highlight the main features of the course and how to access the online resources and take the online exams. Details about each feature are provided in the course outline file and within each section on the course website on Brightspace. Although all course files are available online and you are not required to attend the classes, you should keep in mind that the course is not completely self-paced and it is necessary to follow the study plan suggested in the course outline and manage your time to submit the necessary assignments on time. There are 3 online places where you can find your courses online. The first one is Brightspace, which you can access with your DAL username and password. Once you are in Brightspace, select the course from My Courses. First of all, check the homepage for announcements. It's your responsibility to keep up to date by setting up Brightspace to receive notifications or to regularly visit Brightspace to check announcements and monitor DAL email. Then go to Course Content. In Course Content, you will find all course files, including, for example here, the PowerPoint presentations. You will find that they are divided into 3 blocks, the 3 blocks of this course. So if you go to block 1, let's say, then you will find the lectures in sequence. Download the PowerPoint presentation and use the lecture in slideshow view to take advantage of the embedded features and links. Please note that the textbook contains a vast amount of interesting information, but you are expected to learn the topics outlined in the PowerPoint presentation and virtual lab videos, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. The second feature that you will find in course content is the screencast lectures. Again, they are divided into blocks, block 1, block 2, block 3 lectures. And note that some were recorded during a previous term. Therefore, some dates or instructions are not applicable to the current term. And some slides are not exactly the same as the PowerPoint presentations you are using this term. I will try to update many of them during the course. The other content that you will find here is links to virtual anatomy lab videos, again divided into 3 blocks. These videos were produced by my colleague, Dr. Gary Allen. After viewing the lab videos, use the self-assessment lab questions. So this is, for example, a video on the axial skeleton, and then after the video, you will find that there is axial skeleton self-assessment. Download and use in slideshow view. The self-assessment questions are in the form of an interactive PowerPoint presentation. You are required to identify some labeled structures. You can click or tap on the boxes to reveal the answer. The questions are for your self-assessment, and you are not required to submit the answers as an assignment. You will notice that not all the topics are accompanied by virtual lab videos. Please keep in mind that the lab component constitutes 20% of the total mark. So first of all, view the video.
Hello, I'm Dr. Allen. Welcome to the Anatomy Lab.
Take notes.
And the vertebral column.
And then answer the interactive self-assessment questions to make yourself ready for the lab test.
Frontal, parietal, posteriorly we find the occipital, and on the lateral side of the skull we find the temporal bone.
The second place where you need to visit online is Wiley Plus. You are required to purchase a Wiley Plus access code and register for the course. The course ID is A82917. On Wiley Plus, you will be able to access the weekly assignments. You will find the assignments here with the due dates. Let's take, for example, the bone tissue assignment. In each assignment, there is a set of questions. For example, here, question 1 in the figure shown, what part of a long bone is indicated? And you have the choices. You select the most appropriate choice. So here is which part is indicated. It is the epiphyseal line. They submit answer, and you make sure that your answer is correct. The background is green. And then you go to the next question. If you don't know the answer now, you can move to the next question. Question 3, in the figure shown, what structure or structures are indicated? I will choose another answer, which is incorrect answer. I will say that they are the lamellae. See that you have 2 attempts. Submit question. The answer is incorrect. You can go to the part of the textbook to read about histology of bone and come up with the answer. Once you come up with the answer, you change your answer into lacuna and then submit the answer. After you are done, make sure that at the end of each assignment, you submit to gradebook. Otherwise, your assignment is not completely submitted and graded. The assignments must be completed weekly, and a late penalty of 50% will be enforced on assignments scheduled after the first term. Now, this is a place to mention that the required textbook is Tortora Principles of Human Anatomy, 14th edition. If you have an older version of the textbook like this one, you can use it for studying, but you have to purchase the Wiley Plus access code. You may purchase the code from the library, or you may purchase it online, and the code comes with an access to the electronic text. You may also choose to buy the hard copy of the textbook, which also comes with Wiley Plus access code. Note that Wiley Plus assignments constitute 20% of the total mark at the end of the course. The third place where you might choose to access online is for an optional bonus activity. It is Top Hat, a classroom response system, and here there are questions for each lecture. And for each question, you will get half the mark for participation and half the mark for correctness. First, you are required to create an account. You can do that directly by going online, or go to Brightspace Top Hat tab and go to Quick Start Guide, read about using Top Hat, register by using the course join code 296022. Please note, and this is very important, that you are required to use the same name and email address that you used in Brightspace when signing up for Top Hat and for Wiley Plus, to avoid grading concerns at the end of the course. 2 to 4 questions are included in each lecture, and they will be available as homework in your Top Hat account only on the day of the scheduled lecture. Otherwise, the questions will be available after the due date, but without grading. A Top Hat logo will appear at the lower part of the screen in some of the slides, indicating that this is the time to take the Top Hat question. Again, all course information are available in details in the course outline, which is a PDF file that you can download from Brightspace. Here you are. Go to Brightspace, course content, and then course information, and you can download the detailed course outline. Also note that with each content tab or section on Brightspace, you will find the relevant instructions extracted from the course outline. Regarding examinations, the course is divided into 3 blocks of lectures, and there's a midterm and a lab test after each block. So there are 3 midterms and 3 lab tests during the course. And at the end of the course, there's a cumulative final examination. You can access the exams online on Brightspace. Go to a course content assessment, and you will find the 3 blocks here. For example, for block 1, there's midterm 1, lab test 1. The SAS exams are only offered to students who have a special accessibility plan. Accommodations are determined by students' accessibility services before the exam. Note that all tests, including the final exam, are online, open book examinations, and all exams will be available on the scheduled day from 12:30 a.m. until 11:30 p.m. All times mentioned for exams and assignments are in the Atlantic time zone. So please make sure, if you are taking the course from another location, to set and comply with Atlantic time zone. There are different types of questions. It is recommended that you take the practice midterm test and the practice lab test to make yourself familiar with the types of questions available in the exam. And you can access these tests here from the assessment. Practice tests, there are two of them, the practice test and the practice lab test. Click on the test, enter your password, which is ANAT, and then start the quiz. For example, here, question 1, which of the following muscles does not exert a force on the upper extremity during contraction? You choose one, the most appropriate answer. Note the radio button here, and then you go to next page. Here, you are required to match. For example, match each of the following bony parts, scapula, radius, and ulna, with the most appropriate feature. For example, the scapula has a coracoid process, so you click 1. The radius, for example, rotates during pronation and supination, so you select number 4, and so on. And then continue. Here, this is multi-select. Select all choices that apply. You see that you have a square, not a radio button. Joints that allow flexion and extension movements include shoulder joint, radioulnar joints, they allow rotation. No. Metacarpophalangeal joints, they allow flexion extension. Interphalangeal, they allow flexion and extension. And the atlantoaxial joint only allows rotation. So 3 of the choices are good. Note the radio buttons here, choose the most appropriate. And this is an ordering question. Arrange the parts of a nail from proximal to distal. So the most proximal part of the nail would be the root of the nail. So that's number 1. And then you continue with eponychium, then lunula, and then the body of the nail, and then the free edge. When you are done, you submit the quiz. Please do not start the midterm exam and the lab test simultaneously, because the timer cannot be stopped once you click Start Quiz. Finally, you may earn up to 5 marks by participating in an optional activity. One of them is the top hat, which I just mentioned, and the other one is the DAL project. You can find the link to DAL project in course content on Brightspace. DAL stands for Digital Anatomy Learning, and this activity allows you to produce video clips on anatomy or histology topics of your choice. So please read the guidelines and the submission deadline in the course outline or in the DAL section here and participate in this activity. Another optional activity is Facebook. There's a Facebook page called Human Anatomy Education page. This page is administered by me and it supports teaching but does not replace it, and you will not be graded. You will not be graded for your engagements on the page. Please read the details about the use of suggested hashtags to track earlier content on the page. For example, you might search hashtag ANAT1010 and you will find the page posts that are related to ANAT1010. You may specify and say ANAT1010 hash block 1, and these are the ones that are related to block 1, or you can also see the ones that are related to block 2 or block 3 and so on. These are for the earlier posts, and then you can follow the new posts as they are posted on the page. I also encourage you to communicate questions and concerns by email or post your questions on Brightspace discussion boards. And I'm eagerly looking forward to working with you this semester. Thank you.